Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Santa Clarita In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jane Dorio,
on your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our guests this morning are Margie Weiss of Oakmont of Santa Clarita, and later in the hour we will be speaking with Kathleen Keneally of Keneally Acupuncture. Welcome, Margie.
Well, thank you.
It's good to have you back.
Nice to see you again.
And
good seeing you. It's Oakmont Senior Living,
Yep.
isn't it?
It is. And we're open, and we're a community, and we're busy.
Good.
And it's great. It's great.
tell us about it.
Well, we've been open about 6 weeks. We took our first resident January 11th. I believe as of today, we have 84 residents.
Wow.
So I feel like we went from, 0 to 110 in 60 seconds. But it's just been so wonderful to see the community. It became a community. People have made friends. There's activities going on. There's ladies getting their nails done and getting their hair done, and groups forming, and we have about 9 dogs because we're pet friendly. So we have a dog club, and they've already started their first community service project, and our residents are making blankets for several programs in Santa Clarita. So every time I turn around, there's something new and exciting happening. So it's really been great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
now, how many can you hold or house, I should say?
So we're about 87% occupied right now.
Whoa.
So we have a few apartment homes left. Our memory care has filled up so quickly. There was such a need for that type of programming in our community. So we do have a wait list there, but we do have some apartment homes open in our assisted living. What can I tell you? It's been a whirlwind, such a need. And I think what I've learned is we had so many families that came in June and July and toured and looked and said, not now. We're not ready now. We're just looking for the future. And now the future is here for them. And in some places, they're not getting the rooms that they want, or we don't have space. So I think what I've learned is I'm asking the question now when a family comes in and they share, well, not now. It's like, well, what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for a fall? Are we waiting for something to happen? Are we waiting for a spouse to pass? What is it that's your obstacle, and let's talk through it so that there is a place for you, bless you, when you need it.
But these are big decisions for our seniors. I mean, they understand that, it's not just the family members who are making decisions, it's definitely the senior themselves. And one of the big trials of life is this change that takes place when they've been in their home for 40 years.
Absolutely.
And now we're asking them to be in a different home. Yes, it overlooks Magic Mountain. It's great. But, it's a change for them. So they're going to be reluctant. And I can only say that we have Oakmont now. Maybe we can call that Oakmont 1, and then we'll build one next door to make it Oakmont 2 for those who are undecided. And
right. And you're right. It's a huge decision, and we want to empower our seniors to be a part of that decision. And some seniors are very capable of making that decision, but some seniors, they really aren't. And they do need an adult child to say, here are your 2 choices, but staying at home, it's not safe, it's not affordable, whatever the reason might be. But we do definitely take in fact, and we had some seniors that said it's beautiful, but not now, and they're not moving right now.
And actually, you have seniors who are living there now, couples where one is fine, but the other has not acclimated yet. And this is the it's not a problem, but it's just one of the things that in acclimation you have to have the activities, like you said, community service, like you said, to shoehorn people into your facility. And that makes a huge difference when you have when people are worried, they're upset, they're depressed about their move, but now you've have things provided to them that can help them ensure that they're going to do okay there.
Right. And patience and time and a kind, caring staff on top of that. Because it does take time.
I think one of the nice things about it is that it's pet friendly, because that is so important to some of our seniors. If something happens to one of our cats, it's going to devastate Russ and I, absolutely. And we've gone through this before. But if we have to make a decision to move into a place like that, at least I would want to be able to take a pet with me.
Right. And not only can you bring that pet, but let's say you really weren't able to care for that pet, we actually can incorporate it and kind of make a care plan for the pet. We have care providers that are walking dogs and changing litter boxes on top of caring for our residents, because it's so vital for the well-being of our resident to be able to take that pet.
But you also know, Margie, that Barb used to have a raccoon named Bandit.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And so, not that she's asking that question about can I bring my raccoon, but there's dogs and cats and birds, but there might be some other pets.
Well,
that
it's
people
against
want to bring in.
It's against,
no snakes. No,
it's against
No snakes.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It's against
Even
the law
swans?
to have raccoons as pets now.
I could
Because
see
they're
that.
a wild animal. But when we had the pet, they weren't wild.
Wow.
But she was incredible. Absolutely. She slept in the bed with us.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. We had her on our time clock. She stayed up while we were awake. When we went to bed, she went to bed.
I'm
It's
curious,
amazing.
how did you find this raccoon?
In a pet store.
Wow.
In a pet store.
Robbing a bank.
Bandit.
I brought it home as a present for my then husband.
Wow.
And the kids just embraced it. They loved it. And we also had a cat at the same time. They used the same litter box. But Bandit, when she was hungry, she'd jump up onto the counter. She knew where all the cat food was. She'd open the cabinet, and down comes the box, and she's fiddling around in it, and she'd take a piece, jump down on the floor, and slosh it around in her water and eat it.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Wow.
She would sit up at the
Yeah.
kitchen table. It was unbelievable what
Wow.
that raccoon did. And
That's
when we
funny.
moved, of course, we couldn't take her with us, so we took her to Thousand Oaks. They had a pet farm up there, and I don't know whether they still do, but I think probably 2 or 3 times a month, we'd take a trip out there. She'd come running over to the screen
Take me home. Take me home.
and chatter with us, Yeah, chat, 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 chat.
Wow. That's a crazy story.
Isn't it? And just out of curiosity, do raccoons purr?
No,
Oh, okay.
they chatter.
They just chatter.
They
Okay,
chatter.
just wondering.
Yeah, they chatter.
That's funny.
And when we had outdoor cats where we're living now, we would have a mother and her 2 babies come in through the cat door. And you could hear the mother calling the babies, going down the hall to the kitchen where the dry cat food was. And I'd wake up in the morning, even though I knew they had been in, and the floor was covered with water.
Self-serve.
But they are wild. I mean, really wild. And you don't go near them.
No.
You don't.
We've encountered some camping,
Yes.
and we'll just leave them alone.
But once we decided that, no, we're not going to have outdoor cats anymore, we decided to close it off. We haven't had any more raccoons.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
But they're all around,
So,
all over the place.
So in terms of community service, what other things do you have plans? They're making blankets. Are they knitting these blankets? Or are they Is there a textile mill in your facility, and they can do these things and make different colors and patterns? Or, that's kind of neat that they're doing it, and I'm sure they'll turn from blankets to little caps and things like that. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have some ladies that are choosing to do knitting and crocheting, but for some residents that don't have that skill, it's the rag ones where you have strips of fabric and it's knotting them. So they're a little bit easier to make.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Than knitting and a little bit, it doesn't take as long. But they're doing it all different kinds.
But of course, in this community, we rely on volunteering time and effort, and some of those who have moved in your facility have the time. They want to put the effort in. They come from different locales, but here in Santa Clarita, we have that opportunity for them to participate.
Right, and it's so important. And what we're doing is getting the input from the residents, and then not only are we doing community service, but we're also kind of on the other end of that as well. So we rely on volunteers greatly. We think, especially the intergenerational, the high school, the Girl Scouts. We're working with a young lady right now who's getting her the Gold Award, which is the highest level in Girl Scouts. And she came to me and had some ideas, and we brainstormed. So she's been working with the residents, formulating healthy pet snacks. So I think she's done a peanut butter and oatmeal and an apple carrot, working with the residents. And then she came in and they did some batches of them and then tested them on our resident animals and dogs. I even took a few for my dog Biff at home. And she's coming back and working with the residents, and they're going to package them and bring them as a group to the animal shelter.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, how wonderful.
So that's been really fun.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
Well, now, do you take them to the senior center at all?
We have not yet started that. That's something that's going to be coming. Any programming that they might want to participate in, or maybe doing a joint venture on some of the big trips that the senior center takes, incorporating some of the residents that might want to go. We do try to bring in as much as we can into our community, but that's certainly an option and something that's been successful in the past.
Well, yeah, because the senior center puts together all kinds of day trips,
right?
And they're terrific day trips. They're all over,
right? So that's definitely something that we're going to tap into.
Plus the energy that's over at the senior center with the music, the lunchtime crowd, the lectures that go on there. I mean, it's really a unique place to be to gather information. Of course, I'm going to segue into that for a moment, because if you go to the senior center next week on Wednesday, which will be after you listen to our show at 1 o'clock, I will be speaking, and on my lecture is called Make Every Wrinkle Count. Getting older doesn't have to mean getting old.
I agree completely.
So come on by, bring your folks over, and we'll have a lively discussion, because I would like to derive from those who are there opportunities for them to participate in Santa Clarita and the things they can do. And Barbara and I have always talked about a Department of Aging here in the city.
Right.
But I think there are services that if we as seniors don't demand them, for instance, I think that any senior should have a senior discount card, so businesses will give 20%. And if you're a senior veteran, you can get 25% or 30% off your meal, because these meals, they go out and grab a bite. I mean, now you can on yourself it could be $10.
Absolutely.
I mean, for those seniors, it's a lot. So getting some of the seniors from Oakmont to come over and be advocates in our community for some of these things for our seniors would be really helpful.
Okay.
So bring them over to the senior center. I mean, we'll be happy to, have them participate, but also be involved. So
okay.
It's a great thing. But it seems like you have very few places left for our, for people to move in, but I think, one should go and check things out and, make sure that they understand that, sometimes you just can't live at home anymore.
Right.
And if you have an option, if you know what your options are, and maybe you're not ready to move in like we talked about, just look so you
Right.
can have that in your mind and be adjusted in terms of your comfort zone if things should happen where you have to make that move.
Right, absolutely. And we're there every day. So we'd love to show people around. We're really proud of it.
So, do you have any card clubs?
We do. We have a bridge
and
club.
Canasta and
I don't know about cribbage, I know.
Cribbage.
Poker for sure. They play blackjack. So I know those are some of the key card Kings in the Corner is another big one. I don't know how to play that.
I've never heard of that one.
But we've got a lively group that plays that. We have a watercolor class that has started that residents can participate in. Trying to think of, we have a book club. We're doing educational series. The TED Talks that you can get online are another one that we're doing. So we're trying to really hit cognitive as well as physical, as well as spiritual, as well as creative, combine all those components into a resident's day so that they can pick and choose what they want to participate in, but that we're hitting all areas because we're working with a whole person.
That's right. And it's very important.
Yeah.
Very important because some of those people who have come there may not have had
Right.
that kind of organized participation.
Right.
But now that they're there, this is something, wow.
Right, and that's what we're seeing is some seniors that have lived at home, maybe lost a spouse and have been living alone, maybe don't drive, so that they're a little more isolated, living in their own home, that families are so surprised that my mom's not in their room, or even if they're just sitting in the living room observing an activity, or going to meals in the restaurant, that's a social skill.
Absolutely it is.
So it makes it just easier. It's a reason to get up, to get dressed, to put on your lipstick, fix your hair, and come out. Whether
Exactly.
you participate in like bingo or want to work out on the equipment, at least you're out there, you're meeting people, you're being seen, and you're socializing.
That's right. It's something to look forward to.
Right.
And that is so important as people get older.
Right. And keeping,
It
again,
really
that
is.
purpose.
Yes.
Making it meaningful.
When you get up in the morning, yes,
Yep.
I'm going to do
have
this
a plan.
today.
Have a plan.
Exactly.
I'm
Have
going
a
to
plan.
breakfast. Yep.
Absolutely. And then you can have a plan that I'm not going to do anything today. And I do that every once in a while, and I love it. Sometimes I don't even get out of my nightgown.
Yep.
And it's wonderful.
Right.
It really is. And everyone needs a day like that,
Absolutely.
as well as a day to get out and be social and be around people.
Right. That's so true.
But
Yes.
have a plan, have a purpose.
That's right.
It's a part of life, the 3 Ps. And, to me, our seniors do much better. The lecture that I'll be giving will be on wrinkles, but not that it keeps the wrinkles away, but, mentally it keeps the brain from wrinkling and deteriorating and becoming atrophic and all this other stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, be out there and providing those opportunities for our seniors to have that. Margie, you're doing a great job. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Dr. Dorio.
Yes, and do you have a contact number?
We do.
Or a website or any kind of contact information?
We do. Our phone number is 661-295-2025. And our website is oakmontofsantaclarita.com. And again, we're located on Newhall Ranch Road in between the 5 freeway and Copper Hill. And somebody's there 7 days a week if you're interested in a tour and just want to stop by, get some information, have some fresh baked cookies. Just say hi. We'd love to see you.
And it overlooks Magic Mountain, you can watch the roller coasters.
That's right.
If anything.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for
and
having me.
giving this information, because I think it's important for our community to know what's going on over at Oakmont.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Margie. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.